lot going on still in them streets, man. What are they turning Atlanta into, man? How did Atlanta get the name Ratlanta now, man? How? Please tell me how. It's real crazy, and I wanted to do some reactions off of my bro, Unique Mecca audio joint with 21 Savage and and Young Thug conversation over the phone when he was in jail, I guess fighting his case, and how he feel about um about Gunna. It's a lot to kind of dissect, or should I say, yeah, dissect the the whole conversation. It's a lot of good points in there. It's a lot of points that we would have to think of morally to follow. Do things seem like what Thug might be saying is true, or do things seem like what 21 Savage is saying is to be true? And Savage was coming up with some good points, but then those points lead back to the street morals and codes of things. And then you got to say, dang, did Gunna really is it really called snitching? Is an alpha plea, and they still say alpha pleas are considered still snitching, because an alpha plea just speaks upon everything that you did and you admitting to. But when you admit to the things you did, you have to implicate other people. But they're not supposed to utilize that against other people when they have an alpha plea. But I don't know how it actually goes, because prosecutors still want to sneak that in there. If your lawyer not sharp, and tell them, hold up, judge, they not supposed to utilize that. Because what I'm hearing, they didn't utilize what Gunna said yes to when they was reading off his things that he should be aware of, if that makes sense. Meaning, asked him, is YSL a gang? And he said, yes, ma'am. And see, that's the tricky part right there. That's the tricky part. And they offered him a plea agreement to leave. They offer him a plea agreement to get out of jail. He just got to agree to certain things. Or I don't know if they even told him that he's going to have to agree to certain things. They probably just gave him this plea agreement and said, well, all right, you're not being forced. He says no. And when he says no, then that means they can ask him things in open court at that point. And he probably didn't know what they was going to ask him or say. But like I said, once again, if that statement, and what else could he have said in there that Young Thug was looking at him as like he ratted or told on him? And mind you, he wasn't in the interrogation room. This was just him doing a plea that they didn't use. And 21 Savage said everything that I was saying from the beginning. But we're going to get into it. I'm going to react to some of this Unique Mecca audio stuff, and y'all will hear some of his opinions on it. And I'll see if I can demonstrate what I want to with the snitching allegations. But I'm going to let y'all hear it. Ricky Unos, he said, number one, he said, no one is different. They all did bad. Ain't no justification for any of them. None of them. He said, my bad piece, bro. And my boy got caught up in this sentence. That's my bro, Ricky Unos, man. Yeah. And see, the thing with Thug, being that you saying that, Rick, the thing with him is he's saying all of this stuff at the beginning before these tapes leaked out. See, this was a lot of cats that was back in the day, all the way up to date now, didn't know that these audio tapes can be retrieved with the FOIA requests. Freedom of information. Anybody can get them, and now people know how to get them, and they going to grab them, and they bringing them out. And now he was speaking as if he never even opened his mouth to police, even if he was in there, tricking the police or whatever. And what he said didn't send nobody to jail. It's just sitting there talking with them. And when the audio hit these YouTubes, it make you look bad and it make you look crazy. And the only thing about it is the Pee Wee dude actually did some time behind some of the stuff Thug was talking about, but they ain't saying Thug is the one that put him behind those bars. He never got on the stand, and if he was snitching, he would have had to get on the stand and say what he said to the police. So that never happened. But just talking to them alone. So, you got Thug that's on the Gilly and Wallow joint saying you should never talk to the police. He made all kind of, stand-up ninja conversation with Gilly and them in his interview. And now this get leaked out, and everything that he said not to do and how he would stand on it, he was actually doing it and didn't know anybody was going to ever bring that out. And now it came out. So my theory with Gunna, right? If that was me, I would have told him, all right, go ahead and say that if they ask you if YSL a gang, all right, say yeah, but that's on you to say it. My theory would have been like, I'd have told my lawyer to tell the jury, if that was y'all and they asked y'all to say something about getting out of jail, and they just saying that you would just say yes to somebody that's a gang, what would y'all would have did? Because really, he don't know if he don't own the company. The owner of the company should be the one that's thorough enough as far as holding it against them to say it's a gang. Anybody can say it's a gang if they're going to get out of jail, but that doesn't mean that it's true. It don't mean it's true. Indonesia, Marker, what up? That don't mean it's true. So I wouldn't have cared if my man would have just said that. Go ahead and do that, man. Get up out of here, man. Go ahead and get up out of here, man. Because they didn't ever use it anyway. But even if they would, I'd have told them, I don't care what they saying. They saying something to save theyself. And y'all the ones stupid enough to let them out. Y'all let him out by him just saying that. If I was a juror and a person said, when the prosecutor asked him, is YSL a gang? And he would have said, yeah. In my mind, I'd have said, man, this man saying anything to get out of jail. Because now if I do my research, only thing I ever seen was YSL from music. Because that's all over the tabloid. That's all over videos, everything. It just shows that they are a record label. Now you got somebody by their clutches, by their balls, and they just gotta just answer something that simple to get out of jail. Y'all still gotta prove to me that this was an organization of doing crime in order to further the gang. So just by, if y'all saying it's a gang, so just by him saying it's a gang so he can get out of jail, that doesn't prove nothing to me as a juror. I still would have said not guilty on Young Thug and them case, because I was watching the case and a lot of it was nothing. And Thug shouldn't have never gave up. He shouldn't have never gave up. He was about to win. He was winning. Look at the last two that didn't cop out to nothing. Not guilty. And this is what Lil Wody saying, that now look at Thug looking crazy when them dudes got found not guilty and he's out on 15-year probation. Now you got 15 years to let this lady that is gunning for you to play with your life, man. For real. I would have never took that probation. I would have went all the way. And that was like at the end of it. He gave out gas like of being in there, going to trial right at the end of it, man. I went this far, ain't no need for me to cop out no 15 years. Never. I was in a situation where I was facing, I could do 45 days in jail or 3 years probation. And this is on the record. I told man, let me get that 45 days, man. I went and did 45 days right here in in Durham, North Carolina. I'm not doing no 3 years probation. Y'all got to play with me. I got to report to y'all 3 years. I only could do 45 days to get it over with. In his case, it's different because if he would have got found guilty, I understand the gamble of it. He could lose all his businesses, his money, because they froze his accounts and things of that nature. But what I do know, he still had a second chance to fight for an appeal and come back and win. But in this case, he was winning. His lawyers had them done. And how we know it's true? From the last two that was on his case with him, they got found not guilty because they didn't have no proof of a furtherance of a gang. So why Gunna situation didn't hurt them? You know why? Because they looking at it like he just saying yes to anything just to get up out of it. And that's all that was. And to be smart, I'm gonna let y'all hear some of this, and then we're gonna react off of some of unique stuff, man. You know I gotta go off of my bro because he been in there, he know that law, but when I was in there, I was studying the law and all that too. But let's go through it. He a little bit more educated in that than me because he was in there longer and he stayed in there. That's how he got his ass home for not giving up. So let's go off of a little bit of this.
Now, so you can see the phone call that he had and how he really felt about Gunna and Gunna dropping his album and how he wanted to, attack Gunna, waging war as far as, musically. And that's where it should stay, musically. You know what I mean? Show your talents. That's all it is.
Here's the conversation.
Nah, I'm on the way.
Man, bro, I'm trying to drop an album the same day Gunna drop, bro. You need I'll send you a song, put a verse on it.
I think I ain't seen you no song. I ain't seen no song. When he told the drop? Man, I think I ain't seen the drop.
He dropped Friday. They ain't gonna know he found me.
He dropped Friday for sure?
Man, 100% it's Friday. I can hold this shit back if I want to. If my album don't be ready, I can hold it back. But Drake already sent a song called, the name of my album, I'm gonna drop my album on the same day he dropped it, and it's called Business to Business. Then I'm gonna drop an album the very next week after that. It's gonna be a singing album, and it's called Love You Later.
See, that's what I'm talking about. If you want to go to war, that's how you go to war. You drop an album. When he drop an album, you keep it moving. But if you notice as you pay attention to this, 21 Savage is not really feeling it, but he's loyal to Thugs. He said, yeah, I'm going to give you the verse. And then he voices his opinion and say, but I feel. And I like the way he did that as a man because sometimes we need a voice of reason. Let's see how this play out.
And see, I agree with that. There's too much extra stuff going on that could lead to the streets with other homeboys that are out in the streets, and whoever's on each other's side gonna feel some kind of way. They might bumping each other at the store. Gunna homeboys might run into Thugger homeboys at Walmart or anywhere, at the grocery store, or the club. And then they take all this to heart, and now it could spill off into the streets. So, but being he keeping it on, with music, and going at a person like that to shut him down, then okay. But this is the thing. He still has rights to Gunna's music because Gunna's on his label. So he's still regulating the business. And I'm going to show y'all how we're going to get deep about this. Why? Because 21 Savage is going to give him a mean suggestion. And I'm going to show y'all why. Thugger turned it down, basically, but at the end of the day, he still is doing business. So we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. What song is it? Hold on, I'm about to send it to you.
When you gonna go to the gonna do it for me, bro?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Even though he ain't really feeling 21 Savage, said, yeah, I'm going to go knock that out for him.
Russia, what up?
Shouts to a lawyer for him.
Yeah, I got it that time. Nah, I'm on the way to this shit.
Hey,
I'm gonna just tell him, boy, like, you good though?
Most definitely. I'm really trying to fuck the whole shit up.
You heard it right out of his mouth. He tried to mess Gunna his whole joint
Y'all
up.
check it out. Pay attention, y'all. Pay
You
attention.
drinking water, right?
Most definitely. That's all they got to do. And you can get one from the water. That's all folks got. You want to believe I fed a little water, bro.
Come to the crib.
Yeah.
You been drinking?
Yeah. Got to.
Yeah. Well, you kept it in. Man, bro, please go to the studio and do the song, bro.
Yeah, I'm finna do it. I'm saying, I don't think you should play it like that, bro.
Why?
See, this is the part right here I needed to catch. When he said, I don't think you should play it like that. This is what 21 Savage is saying to him. This is what 21 Savage is saying to him. And see, I like, and you know, people that think rational. You got to big up 21 Savage on his thought process, man. And y'all check it out. And y'all gonna hear what Unique say too. Check it out.
I feel like you should have just made that nigga come in.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This way the voice of reason in business come into play.
Brolic, salute.
But by him saying that, I gotta keep it real.
My brother. See, Unique saying the voice of reason, but now check out Unique's theory, and I'm gonna give y'all my theory.
The street code and the business world is two different things. In the business world, yeah, you bring him in, you just let him say, you know, yeah, I told him to tell, you know, and you get the bag. But when you're on the street, you know, you're not supposed to deal with a rat in any form, shape, or fashion for any reason, even for monetary gain. That's just like this ride.
Let's listen to
Just
Unique.
like in the prison, dudes know a dude is hot, and another dude would put him under the wing, and he got him going to the commissary for him every week. He got him sending money for him. He got him buying drugs to get high. He got him cooking, and you know, and he's working him. It's called soft pressing him. You know what I mean? Acting like you his friend so that you allow him to stay, and everybody's waiting to get at him. And as they trying to get at him and their fangs is hanging out and blood is coming from their fangs, he's standing up in the front saying, nah, ain't nobody gonna touch him. He feeding me. I'm selling my morals and principles. Mine's is for sale. This is sponsored by Cashbox. Remember that. All right? Now, is that crazy or what? A dude protecting a rat for the bag.
So y'all get what he's saying?
Now,
A dude in jail protecting a rat because he making him spend his commissary money on him and all that. Unique saying that's against the code also. You gonna tell people don't bother him because you know he's feeding you and all that, but he did wrong. So when you're in jail, you a rat and you hanging around official dudes, they ready to demolish you. Ain't no ifs and buts about it. But you got a dude that's respected in there that's actually holding them down just for some money. So you throw your morals out the window for some money. So this is what Unique saying is what 21 Savage is telling Thug to do. Man, just bring him in, man. You better off just getting the money off of him. Just saying that that you gave him permission to tell. But which it ain't. He didn't tell. He just agreed to what the prosecutor was asking him. So I don't know how that works. Y'all break it down to me how that works. Is it telling or is it agreeing to something that could mess his case up? And that's what Thug is saying. He can mess my case up. Now my lawyer's saying we got to work harder. It's going to be even harder. And sometimes you can't even listen to your lawyers even when you got the best ones because they'll tell you anything to make it look like it's real hard. They'll make it look like it's real hard, and they really know in the back of their mind, it really ain't that hard, because Brian still had that case won. They was tearing them prosecutors up. And that, like I just said, for him admitting that something is a game. He don't own this. This is my company. It's by LLC. It's up by law. So that ain't how that's gonna hurt me. I would have gambled with my homeboy saying that so he could get out of jail and go out there and get this bread for us. See, a lot of cats don't understand when you have to teamwork when you get locked up. See, they don't be prepared for this type of stuff. But we know that Thug and them didn't see this coming. That's RICO stuff that these prosecutors trying to make up and bring up on rappers. They was trying something, which he was gonna beat it and it would have tore down their whole RICO movement with rappers and stuff. But we're gonna finish listening to what Unique saying about the morals of what 21 Savage was giving him advice to do. And I'm gonna give y'all some more advice.
Oh, I don't know how y'all feel. Put it in the comments. Do you feel that he should have said that? How would you have looked at it if he said that? And do you think that he would be selling out and working with a rap if he did that, and he'd be violating the street code? See, I give y'all questions to talk about because I know this is what y'all like talking about. I'm going to respond in the comments to some of them. Be respectful or I will block you or just hide you from the channel where you run to go check out Unique Mecca Audio. But, you know, where you can watch it, but you know, I hide the whole channel from you. You can't even see the channel. You wonder where he at? Did he get taken off? No, you got taken off because I had the power. Let's get back to this tape. Oh, check out.
So now when we go, before we get back into checking the audio out. Now, do y'all remember the Black Hand Preacher? Everybody talk about Preacher. If y'all remember, drop a comment that y'all remember Preacher. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're new up here, please subscribe. But everybody hit that like button for me, man. I appreciate everybody. But y'all remember Preacher, the Black Hand. Brother King said, it's hustling, supply and demand. Give me a meaning to that, Brolic. But remember Preacher, the Black Hand, right? His daughter and his son got caught up into his own RICO, whatever you want to call it back then, for all his murders and everything, unaliving people, whatever. He told his daughter and his son to tell on him, cooperate with them against him so they could go to jail. He didn't want them in there with him. He told him, see, that was like a plan. So now, if your homeboy or or the person that is with you, your family member, whatever, tells you to do that, to go ahead and just say this and say that, I don't care. I want you to go ahead and do that so you can get out. If that's a plan, then that can't be, to me, I don't see how that could be considered snitching if that's the plan, to get him up out of there because he's worth more outside than inside, make some more money and then make, you know, powerful, get some more lawyers to come up in there and help out. But you can't, it ain't like Thug was coinciding with a rat. He told him what to do. This was the plan to get up out of here. I look at it as art of war. Now, if a person is like, hold up, nah, bro, you ain't doing that, playing with my life, and they don't agree to doing that, then yeah, it's totally different. But you know, telling the business, he didn't speak about no murders, because it wasn't none that they had solid proof on. No drug deals, they ain't have no solid proof on it. So, you know, this whole situation is a crazy one, man. But like I said, man, what I was saying, the point where he I want to say, I want to make sure I say it the right way. point where Unique is saying him doing business with him would be considered doing business with a rat. That's go against the morals. Now, the part where Unique ain't understanding is Jeffrey, which is Thug, stood up in court and said he still want to be able to do business with whatever Gunna's name is. He said it in open court, and the judge granted him that. So it should have been out already if that was the case, that he's doing business with a rat or whatever. And it also looked like at that time I thought that Thug actually did say he probably told him that to go and just take that plea so you can get out of jail. That's what I was thinking, because of he stood there and asked, can he still do business with him, because he's not supposed to be around nobody that's considered gang members, none of the above. So if they respected it as, the judge respected it as they was doing business, and that's one of his artists that's on his label. So at the end of the day, that advice that 21 Savage is giving to Thug kind of makes sense, man. And you see where 21 Savage mental was at on the business part. Instead of dropping against him, that's still going against your own money. Now you're going to drop your album on the same time Gunna drop his album, and really you want to show him that you got the power still, and it'll make his album slow up. So now he's playing tug of war with his own money, because he's still on 50% of what Gunna got going on. So that doesn't make sense. And that's probably what 21 Savage was talking about. And that's my thing. It's still saying that he's already doing business with him because he's still on his label, man. Regardless, he's still on his label. So if he's still on his label, what 21 Savage, once again, would make a lot of sense. I think you should just go ahead and pull him in and keep it rolling, because he's gonna blow, and that's your money. If he make 100 million, you got 50 million out of that. If you got 50% of it, and why sabotage it? If you already is doing business with him, and you stood up at open court and asked to do business still with him, and you should have fell back with saying that you feel he ratted on you. That's what was confusing people. When you got out, people wasn't even paying that no attention. When he got out, he started tweeting and putting up little subliminal messages that Gunna ratted on him, and it kind of messed people up mentally. So now it's he rubbing metal against metal with his own business, with his own company, because it's his label. That's all I'm saying. Brother said it's gonna cost you if he connected to your movement when he really ain't tell anyway. 21 told brother just bring him in. If he really felt like that, just get the money. Let him fall away slowly. Facts. That's a fact. So you understand what I'm saying though, Brolic? That's all I'm saying. Everything that he's doing, he already doing business with him already. So now he basically Thug shot himself in the foot coming out calling him a rat. Should have just kept that quiet. He on my label. It is what it is. He ain't sat in there in a interrogation room and was telling. He just agreed to some dumb stuff and said, yeah, yes. He said yes. And they couldn't use it in court. So like I said, that man said anything to save himself. That's what I'd have told the prosecution. That's what I would have told my lawyer to let the jury know when he's speaking. Gunna said anything to get out of jail. That still doesn't prove that YSL is a gang, because he said that. Y'all allowed him to say anything. If y'all would have asked him, is turkey wings yellow? He would have said, yeah, to get out of jail. But we know turkey wings ain't yellow, man. Period. Unless you put seasoning on it. Get out of here. Lamar Green said the problem is all these civilians mad because Thug feel a way about a ninja that told y'all keep trying to make an excuse for Gunna. A way about a ninja told y'all try. Had technical difficulty. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. So Lamar Green said, I'm saying Gunna told and Thug broke it down why he feel that way. And everybody keep trying to make an excuse for what Gunna did. Yeah, I mean, I get it. And Thug have every right to feel how he feel if he didn't tell him to admit to that. That's the only thing I'm saying. But what I'm saying also is moving strategically and thinking how you need to really think. If you was thinking about the business part, because I'm sure his lawyers told him to ask. You might want me to ask if you could still do business with him, being that he is on your label. He's gonna go out and make money. At least you'll still be making money while you in here fighting this case. So that's why he asked that question. Please understand that. But in his heart, while he was standing there asking that question, he was, I guess, feeling like, man, I ain't feeling that he actually still did that. But on the business side of things, if he asked that question and he was doing business with him still, because he owned 50%, like he told 21 Savage, I could still hold it back. I could still hold the album back till I'm ready to put mine out. So I could put it out on the same day. So that means he's still doing business with him because he has the power to do whatever because he owns the label. Which, see, he's acting as a CEO of a label, which would still would have made whatever Gunna did really look stupid for the prosecution, because this is a label and I'm doing label business and y'all let the man out because of what he said. But what I'm saying though is he was doing business with him. So if he was thinking, if I'm still doing business with him, I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and reap the money from this clown, if that's the case. I'm gonna reap all the money from him. So that's you know, that's just a way of saying, if you're already doing business with him, why put it out there and sabotage your own business? You sabotaging your own business. You ain't got to be friends with him. You ain't got to hang with that dude. You ain't got to do nothing. Now it's like he tug of war with his own emotions. You still putting out his album, but you still feel some kind of way. So you want to sabotage him. Now I can see if he was on another label and you want to sabotage him. Now that makes sense to me. But it ain't making sense to me on that note. So it's seeming like he's just more of trying to tear homie down, but he ain't understanding he's bringing himself down in the same process. And now look what happened. Him bringing homie down in the same process, screaming he's a rat, he's this and that, made people go and research and find his audio that he's talking to the police for 2 hours after telling Gillian Wallow, you should never talk to the police. I don't care what it is, you're supposed to die with it. You know what I'm saying? Now that looks crazy. That's the crazy part. Let's finish listening to some more of this, man.
21 Savage not gonna break down why he should, reel him in and take him under the wing and eat from the monetization of the destruction, the attempt destruction of YSL.
I cleaned his face up and made him come in more. Like, if I need 80% of everything, 50%. So I'm gonna tarnish your face card.
See, he even had to say, yo, that's deep.
You gotta gotta think about it, but at the end of the day, bro, you did what you did, but we gotta capitalize on everything we do in life, bro. Like, at the end of the day, saying, fuck a nigga, what that.
See what he's saying? He's saying capitalize off everything in life. That's what he's trying to tell him. Capitalize off of it. And he shouldn't have never just bought him out and saying that he was mad at him because, like I said, when he came home, people thought he wanted to do business with him. And it's like, yeah, I'm like, I was talking about it. I'm like, yeah, when it come out that Thug co-signed Gunna and told him to go ahead and do this so they can make a power move, that would have been a power move. Tell a nigga to go ahead and say that little sucker stuff. That ain't nothing because it don't prove nothing that YSL's a gang. That's just his opinion if that's the case. But this man nuts is against the wall, so he gonna say yes to that stupidity, man. It don't make sense. Broderick said facts. Is a nigga just mixed up in his personal feelings, meaning Thug, when you willing to sacrifice money is crazy. Your own artist, right? That don't, it's war. You tug of war with your own money and your feelings. You ain't even thinking business at this point. That's a fact. Lamar Green said, Boosie, they played the same audio before last and praised Thug for it. You can literally go find the same interrogation video. It dropped Thanksgiving Day of 2023. No doubt it probably did, but ain't nobody paid no attention until he was stressing more about somebody, about him going hard on Gunna. And then when they brought it out, now they expressed how you was telling too. And you was doing an interrogation after he even went on the Wallow and Gilly joint stating how you should never talk to the police is what made people pay a lot more attention at this point. So everything that he was saying, he contradicted himself because he really did it and people didn't pay no attention. So he, I guess, you know, he was blinded by his own by the fact of he didn't understand how powerful it is that these bloggers will come out with something and change the narrative and spin it the way that they want it. And that's what happened. Brawley the King said, I'm gonna agree with 2100%. Yeah. He just only agreed to saying something is a gang. That don't mean it's a gang. They didn't have nothing on that. And then I'd have been like, man, he ain't okay. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I'll get my co-defendant on the line, man. When me and him was in Maryland, we driving down the highway. Hold on, all they did was upload it as audio instead of the actual video. Still, audio, video, we still gonna hear the same thing. What would be the difference if we sitting watching him do it? It's still the same. We're gonna hear and watch at the same time. Facts. I would have said, I told him to say yes. Now go get that motherfucker buddy. That's what brother said. Get that money, nigga. Right. Fool. Because he's doing diamond numbers and all that right now. We can't say Thug told what he was trying to do was spin, but ain't rat. But he shouldn't have talked to them detectives at all. Like somebody said the other day, who was it? What was the dude, man? OG something. One of the dudes, man. He said it's called dry snitching. He was saying things that he think that they would want to hear, but he was still mentioning real names. And when you go in the interrogation room, you don't want to talk to nobody, man. I tell him off the gate, yo, let me get my lawyer. I've been in that room already. I need my lawyer, man. I know you need a lawyer, but let me just ask you, yo, why? We ain't nothing to talk about, period. Then when I was facing the 60, me and my homie, his name D Mac, man, y'all be more honcho on Instagram. Y'all go up there, BMORE honcho, HONCHA, I think. Y'all go up there, hit him in his DM. That's my co-defendant. And they took us and separated us in the room and was saying that he was telling them that the drugs was mine that they found in the car. After they searched the car for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then they find something, and they take us downtown. We go downtown, and this was in Salisbury, Maryland. took me downtown, and my other homie that was there, they ain't say nothing to him because he was cursing them out, flipping on them and all that. So they told him, man, you better shut up for be a Rodney King out here on this highway again. So I told him, yo, chill while we cuffed on the ground. Anyway, we get downtown to their precinct or whatever, and they just separated us. So they took me in there. No, they took my boy first, then they took me in there. No, they took us in 2 separate rooms and ran the game and tell me that my boy told them that all of the stuff was his. I mean, it was mine. He said, yeah, your boy said all the drugs in there was yours, man. So now they want to start this, oh, what? He did it? Oh, no. Even if it was, I still would have been like, nah, okay. I'm not going back to tell y'all, no, hell no, that was his. What the hell he talking about? No, even if it was really his. And he did say it was mine. I'm not doing that because once you do that, you incriminate yourself. Now you incriminated. I don't know nothing. They ain't my car, it ain't in my name. I was just riding. So I don't give a fuck what a nigga said. But this is what I told him. I said, whatever he told y'all, he's saying something to save himself. He's saying something to save himself. That ain't got nothing to do with me, man. Y'all wasting your time talking to me, man. So you don't want to talk about it? No, because there ain't nothing to talk. I was just getting a ride from New York to Virginia, man. I'm going to Newport News. I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't care if he told you that the drugs was mine. That means he's lying. He's saying something to save himself, man. Y'all might well take me back. Took me in the back. I get in there. He's sitting in there, and he asked me. He said, yo, man, they said you said that the drugs was mine. I said, they told me the same thing about you. He said, man, I knew that shit was bullshit, but we was already prepared for that. We learned that years ago. I tell this story all the time, and I'm going to keep telling it so niggas understand police separate you for y'all to say certain things. And that don't hurt you if the nigga is saying something to save himself. So that's my point. Whatever Gunna said yes to, he didn't give details to, we shot at this person, we was over here selling drugs, we went and made this money, bought it back, and this, that. He just said yes. Now, my thing, I'd be like, man, he said something to save himself. I don't care nothing about none of that. YSL is a label. What that got to do with me, with what he said? What make his yes word over mine's? And he don't own the company. He just and he's on my label. So it's proven that he a liar because he signed to my label. So he's a liar. How is it a gang and he signed to my label? It don't make sense. Lamar said the person they dating, he told on saying, yo, Lamar said hold on, let me get, we can't say Thug told what he was trying to do was spin it, man. And that's people making excuses for Thug too, is what people saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying what people are saying. The person, go sit down, man. Go sit down. What I said? My crazy dog, y'all. Go sit down, man. All right. He gave you love already. Man. But that's what people were saying. Then Lamar Green said the person they dating, he told on saying Thug helped his case. So it's basically a bunch of civilians mad because Ninja's saying Gunna did bad. Right, so you know, a lot of people, and you gotta look at it like this too. See, this is the only thing. When all that beef and warring was going on, the beefing and warring that they was having, and it was in the streets. So now that puts you in a position of saying that you a gang member. You you out doing illegal stuff. So at this point, you ain't supposed to be opening your mouth about nothing. They can't even claim that they are just civilians with a record label. So now people just supposed to automatically just be quiet about certain things. So that's just the twist with all of this wild stuff that's going on, man. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, if they were to put a plan together and make moves, then so be it. If Thug didn't mind, then it wouldn't have mattered. But once he came out with saying that Gunna, when he got out and got home after in open court saying he want to do business with Gunna, then when he get home, what, about 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, you start seeing tweets about and little subliminal messages that he was that or little rap stuff that Gunna told or talked or whatever, however it may go. And now that kind of shifted everything right there. And now it shifted it to the point where people bringing up his 2-hour interrogation room film. And like I said, I've been in that position before, and I don't care what the police came and told me somebody said about me. He's saying something to save his life. That don't even make sense. But me and my homie laughed at it when I got back there to the cell where he was at. And it's like they tried to run that game on us, but we was groomed by the OGs, man. Just never ever open your mouth, man, because they will write anything and make it look like, something that it's not, and incriminate you. And when they incriminate you, it's just enough to put a charge on you and hold you and give you a bail and make you sit there. And as you sitting there, you might start getting frustrated and be like, man, I'm gonna tell something. And or if you don't tell nothing, you might just go on and cop out to something for them to avoid lawsuits and all of the above, because every case always have a loophole in it that the police done something wrong. But when you start talking and thinking and acting like they're your homeboys, you sitting in there, they giving you coffee and a cake and a sandwich and all that, they ain't your homeboys, man. Always going there with an attitude like, man, nah, no, period. They ain't your homeboys. They'll smile, yeah, man, no way, oh yeah, who was at that game? Oh yeah, oh man, I thought it was somebody else. And you in there, yeah, like they your friend, man. That's a fake out. It's called manipulation. It's called acting for one, because they ain't doing nothing but acting. They don't give 3 damns about you. When they get like, we'll be right back, go out there, close the door. Like, yeah, we got him now. You keep acting like how you acting, and I'm gonna come with it acting like how I'm acting. Yeah, he's stupid. We gonna get this, we gonna get it out of him. Yeah. And that's all they do. Then they come back in there after they finish talking about you out there, they back like, hey, yeah, man, yeah. So yeah, man, what you were saying about, yeah, when you got your clothes from the cleaners, I like that cleaners, man. All that fake out talk, man. And that's all what got caught up. Got Thug caught up. And it sounded like, damn, man, you was being friends with the Popo, talking real good in there and just saying certain things. And the Pee Wee dude still went and did some time for it, but he ain't go take a stand on Pee Wee or nothing. I guess whatever he did give him wasn't correct information. I don't know. I ain't really dissected for what it's really worth, but nobody ever said that he was bought in, because if he did give good information, they would have damn sure had him for it. So, still, me trying to save my homeboy by giving them fake information and throwing them off and all that, I'm not even doing that. I need my lawyer, man. That's it. That ain't cool, man. So hold up, we're gonna see one more thing. What's Savage saying?
Well, definitely. I said get 50% of the album anyway, or whatever now.
See, you get 50 cents off the album.
Yeah, right. It feels like it's the money though. Like, shit, they can get the money by telling the world, like, well, I told them to do that. Just cause, like.
It's business.
All right, so let me ask you all this, right? Let me ask you all this. I want to quickly talk.
I ain't talking about shit. You said,
Hold on.
Yeah. Because I don't, in my heart, I don't feel like try to do what he did with the intention of hurt. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to get that out there. I feel like we just dreaming.
Hell no.
He said he don't get that vibe from me. He feel he just green, like he just don't know. Now, let's see what Young Thug say about that.
Okay, is it anything in the entire world? If me and you were locked up and I told you to do that, would you do it?
Bro, we different types of niggas though. Yeah, bro, that nigga, I'm saying like, we.
That was a good question. He asked 21 Savage. So if I told you to do it, told you to rat on me in open court and we all over the TV, would you do it? That's a good question because now his integrity is on the line for that. But if it's a play on the police and you say after we get up out of it, did he say, yeah, I told him to do it? Then, but it still like might be a stain on 21 names. So this is deep. That's a good question. And 21 couldn't have it to answer that. He said, man, we different type of dudes. He trying to say that Gunna ain't no street dude anyway. And Thug said, yes, he is. He been to prison before. He got locked up in college for hustling. But that don't still make him a street dude. He was a college dude trying to do something he seen somebody else do. That's a fact. So, you know, with that being said, man, it's a lot to learn from this whole ordeal, man. Thug kind of shooting himself in the foot with tug of warring over his emotions and tug of warring over his business part by actually saying that Gunna told on him or did tell, whatever. If it wasn't on him, he just admitted to saying yes to that YSL is a gang. But the whole point to that is he still said in open court that he wants to do business with him, even though he's not supposed to be around known gang members. Can he get the permission to still do business with him? So if you did that, then you're gonna say you want to drop an album on the same day and lose money. Now you pulling away from your own money, man. That ain't even thinking business minded. Now you pulling away from your own money. You tug of warring, and then you tug of warring with your own emotions, saying that he ratted on you, or ratted, period. So all the way around the board, you metal against metal with your whole movement right now. And that's why a lot of this stuff is backfiring right now, man. That's the only reason why. Because you got everybody confused, everybody all over the place. And now that's just sparking up a whole big thing in Atlanta. And that's why they calling it Ratlanta now. And I see it and I get it. And this part one, I'm going to come back with a part two, man. I'm going to do some more research. Got my brother 730E in the building. He came here. That's why I just went to let in and all that. That's my brother. But we got some things to go run around, do. About to go open this truck up, man. So, yeah, I'll see y'all in a little while, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Please hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit the notification so you'll know when I'm up here. Thanks to everybody be shooting me those cash apps. Y'all can hit me at the donations with $, the real big Boosie. Boosie is spelled B-O-O-T-S-I-E. Let's roll, man. I ain't finished. I'm coming back. And I'm going to give y'all all these points because I done been through it. Been there, done that. I got a lot of stuff that I'm actually going through now. I just ain't really brought it to the light yet. And I'm going to show y'all how it's really done. And I'm going to show y'all how real interrogation room stuff go, man. Y'all will hear about it later, but that's another conversation. I'll see y'all in a minute, man.